If I play you something like this, you might think, I want you to focus on my fingers. In this video, that's not true. I want to talk about your foot. The only reason I was able to make that sound beautiful, well, not the only reason, but a big reason, is because of the pedal. In this video, we are going to talk about the importance of pedaling because too many times piano clients and piano students come to me and they view pedal as an afterthought. Like, I'm going to learn what I want to learn on the piano and then I'll throw in the pedal at the end. Absolutely not. The pedal is just as much part of the journey as your fingers are. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why the pedal is your best friend, why you should love the pedal, and how you can practice it in a smart way to help you elevate your piano game, whether you are a beginner level piano player, an intermediate level piano player, or an advanced level piano player. So let's dive into it. First, let me introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Matt Hodge. For the last 15 years, I've been a music professor and a professional piano player, and I'm a private piano coach and piano teacher, and I love helping people on their piano journey. And a lot of times people come to me and they'll say, Matt, help me make my piano playing more beautiful. And one of the first things that I notice they're not utilizing when they come to me with that is the pedal. They're not really thinking about the pedal. How am I pedaling? How am I using it? It's just sort of an afterthought to them. We don't want that. So let's talk about the pedal. First off, depending on if you have a keyboard or a piano at where you live, or what you play on, you may have one pedal, you may have multiple pedals. The pedal that we are going to focus on, which is the prominent pedal for piano players, is called the sustain pedal. So if you have a digital keyboard, then that's just going to be the one pedal that a keyboard comes with. If you have a more expensive keyboard or a piano, you may notice you have 2 or 3 pedals. If that's the case, the sustain pedal should be the one to the far right. Now, a pedal lets you hold a sound. If I hit this note and I don't hold the pedal down where my foot is, it just doesn't ring. If I hold the pedal down, it rings. Now, why is this so important? Because we have got to learn as piano players to get out of the way. We've got to get our fingers out of the way of each other. A lot of times when my piano clients and students are trying to figure stuff out on the piano and they're working on something, especially if it's a bit challenging for them, their fingers will get in the way of themselves and they make it twice as hard because we think I hit a key and then my finger has to be there. That is not true. When we hit a key, let the pedal do the work for you, especially if it's a style of music that needs pedal. So for example, if I want to go, and that's my melody, I don't want to feel like my fingers are glued to those keys and they're weighted. And once I hit the key, now I've got to hold my finger down. Because that's going to be hard if I got to start jumping around. Instead, I want my pedal to be my best friend. The pedal is going to hold that for me while I hit the key, and get off of it. And then I'm ready to move on to something new. Now, there are some styles of music where you won't want the pedal, right? If we want something to have a bit more of silence to it, like... Right? I may not pedal that because I want that bump, oh, da, da, like those breaks of silences. But a lot of times people are coming to me because they want help with how do I play beautifully. So pedal is going to be your best friend for that. So in that example I did at the beginning where I said, how could I play something like this? And I'm just kind of, that's just something I'm just kind of making up off the top of my head. But the reason it can sound beautiful is not just the notes I'm playing, but I'm using my pedal wisely. Because listen to it if I don't use my pedal. Right? It could still be beautiful notes, but it doesn't have that gloss that glossy hovering to it, that beautiful icing on the cake sound that we want, right? Where the notes are blending together in a beautiful way. And then also, when do I know to change the pedal again? So here is how you can practice this, because this will help you with the concept of how to pedal and when to pedal. In general, use this rule. Change the pedal when the chord changes. So here's how you're going to practice it. First off, just choose 2 random chords. I do not care what they are. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to choose C major and B flat minor, or B flat major. Great. So I've got my 2 chords. When I hit the first chord, that's when I hit my pedal, my foot. Now, as soon as I hit the chord, I'm going to start to move my hands and hover to the position of the next chord, because I don't want to wait until the second I need to play the next chord to then start moving, because then I'm going to have some hesitation. We don't want that. So as soon as I hit the chord, I'm going to get in place for the new one. Now, when I hit the new one, instead of the foot and the hand being together, which sometimes students think they are, it's not. They're kind of opposite. I visualize it like this. When I hit the chord down for the next one, and my fingers go down, it's like my foot went up. It like causes a trigger to move your foot up and then down, because you have to get rid of the previous chord. You have to release the sound of the previous chord and then immediately hit a new one. So when I go from C, I'm holding the pedal down, getting in place, and then once I hit my second chord, my foot goes down, or foot goes up and then immediately down. Now, you may think that sounds easy, like, well, duh. But it takes some practice, because if you're not careful, there are 2 different extremes where it can go not well. One is you accidentally let up on the pedal too early, in which case you're going to have an awkward silence like this. You don't want that. And you don't want to forget to release the pedal or hold it too long and you waited until after you hit the new chord, because then those sounds blend together, which can then get muddy. So we want that perfect middle, okay? I call it the Goldilocks, right? Where it's like too hot, too cold, just right, too big, too small, just right. So we don't want it to be too soon, and we don't want it to be too late. You have to find that perfect timing of it. And this is how you can practice it, because you want to be able to practice where you're using the pedal to hold down a chord, hold down a sound, get your hands in place. So practicing getting off the keys. As soon as you hit a key or hit a chord, get off of it, get in place for the new one, and then be able to play a new one and trigger the timing on the pedal just right. So let's say you choose 4 chords. So let's do C major, A minor, G major, F major, 4 really popular basic chords. So I want to think, as soon as I hit each chord, I'm going to use the pedal as my best friend to do the work for me of holding those notes down, so I can go ahead and move into position for the next one. I'm not going to feel pressure that my fingers have to stay on the key. I need to hit it and then get off of it, and then get in place for the new one. And then when I'm ready to hit the new chord, the second that I go down on the new chord, that I hit the keys down, my foot goes up. So it's simultaneous, and then goes up and then back down. And I do that all 4 times. And can you do it where you don't have muddiness, where you hold the pedal too long, or awkward silences where you accidentally did it too quickly? So something like this. Okay, it's finding that bridge of, we don't want awkward silences, because if we do, it'll sound like you're hesitating. And we don't want muddiness, where you have what we call a heavy foot, a lead foot, where like, get your foot off the piano or the pedal, it's too muddy. So whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced, then do it at your level. So if you're a beginner, then you just do what I did, like just practice it with chords. And the main thing is practicing getting your fingers off the keys and moving. Because usually students at the beginner level, what my experience is that they oftentimes feel this pressure of they have to keep holding the keys down, that's what makes sound. That's why I want to introduce pedal early on, because I want to get in their mindset that no, you've got to hit a key and then be able to get off of it, because eventually you're going to work up to where you're bouncing around a lot. If you're at an intermediate level or an advanced level, then come up with tactics you can do that are challenging for you. So that could mean you have faster stuff, like you do chords, but you do it quicker. Or you come up with like melodies in chords. Right? Whatever it is, or like what I was playing, my little example I came up with at the beginning of the video. Right? Whatever it is, the trick is it doesn't really matter if you're playing something at a beginner level or an advanced level. It's just practicing the chord, the pedal changes. Now, when you're doing more advanced level, you may have multiple notes over the same chord, right? So at the beginning level, we were doing stuff like this, where all the notes together at the same time. But when I was doing something like this, right, there's a bunch of stuff happening. So then how do you know when to change? So this is, again, the rule of thumb is, in general, when the chord changes. So in my mind, for example, when I was playing my little diddly was A minor was my first chord. So anything that's housed within that chord, even if it's one note at a time, I view in my mind all of that being part of A minor chord. So then I'm not going to change until I go to my next chord, which I made a G major. Like whatever you envision being part of that chord, because you can have multiple melody notes and even multiple notes in the left hand, but it's all sort of part of the same chord. It's still that general idea. When the chord changes overall, that's when you change the pedal. So again, if you're at a beginner level, just do basic chords where the notes are one at a time. You can even just do one hand if playing two hands is too tricky for you right now. Because the goal is we're just practicing the timing of the pedal. And then just keep making it harder for yourself. Right? Whatever level you're at, figure out how you can come up with fun stuff to play, but you're practicing changing pedal. Because I promise you the pedal is your best friend and you don't want to ignore it and you don't want to just throw it in at the end. Because it can change how you know what fingers you want to use and where you want to jump to, right? I need to go ahead and know when I'm changing my pedal so I know if I'm, like if I'm playing something that has a bunch of leaps and stuff, I need to go ahead and know what my foot is doing. They're together. We are one human body playing the piano. So that's why your fingers, your posture, your foot, all of it's connected. It's all connected because you are one human body creating music. Okay, so let me know in the comments how you did with this. How do you feel about pedal? Do you love pedaling? Is it something you don't really think about? Do you love the sound of pedaling? Is that how you help make your music sound beautiful? Let me know in the comments. I love chatting with you all. I read every comment. I try to reply to every comment. Also, if you would like help with a bunch of stuff with piano, with chords and improvising stuff and figuring out how to kind of do what I was doing in this video, I have a free PDF guide. It's 30 pages long that I created just for you all, my YouTube community. It's called The Ultimate Intro Guide to Piano. The link to download it is in the video description below. It gives you tons of helpful information about piano, so definitely check that out. There's also a link in the video description below if you are interested in learning about taking one-on-one virtual lessons with me. Every week I do virtual one-on-one lessons with my YouTube audience members, and I love working with you. So check out that link to find out more information about doing a one-on-one private session with me. I love working with you all. Do all the fun YouTube stuff, click like, subscribe, all of that fantastic stuff, and let's keep this piano party going. I want you to click on the video showing up now on your screen where I show you even more fun stuff to work on your piano. Okay, my friends, I'll see you over there, and until next time, keep making music.